Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. Welcome to your weekend practice. The sun is shining, so I definitely can't complain this morning. um, so, welcome. I'm glad everyone is here. The link for the playlist is in the chat. And if you're having any issues with sound, just throw something in the chat so that I can see it and we'll adjust as we need to. Um, so, yeah, we're gonna move a little bit. I don't know about anyone else, but this week I was just struggling with inspiration. So I dug way deep into the archives of classes and playlists. So we're throwing it back to the summer of 2019 this morning with the music choice as well as our movement for class. So hopefully it's exactly what you're needing. Um, Definitely just approaching practice with a little bit of ease, trying to not overdo it. If you're just super needing to overdo it or go for gold this morning, as always, that's there for you. But if it makes sense in the body to just take things kind of easy and do things a little less, maybe closer to 80% than 100%, then that's there for you. Um, so yay, hello, Ayako. Hello, Lakin. So glad you both are here. Um, so with that, we're gonna get started laying down flat. So just coming to a nice comfy place on your mat. Maybe making sure that your coffee or your water is not near your limbs so it doesn't get knocked over in any of our movement while we're laying down this morning. So as you settle in here, just letting the feet fall out a little bit. Maybe letting the hands come out a little ways from the body and just really letting everything kind of release and relax. Starting this practice the same way that we always do, just with that little bit of awareness, that kind of check in moment to see how things are feeling, areas that are feeling stiff or cranky. Maybe everything is just feeling super awesome. I don't know about anyone else, but when the sun has consistently stayed out this week, I felt a little lighter and lifted in my spirits. Um, that dreary weather can just get to us sometimes. So maybe you feel a little lighter, maybe a little lifted than you have been. Just kind of acknowledging that, allowing that to settle in. And then we'll just start to bring a little more intention or focus to your breath. Inhaling fully, filling up the belly with air. Exhaling fully, letting it all go. Maybe with these first few breaths, as you inhale, you pause for just a little bit at the top, and then open the mouth, letting all that air out. Taking as many of those breaths as you need. Just really feel yourself settle into this practice, settle into this space that you've created on your mat this morning. And we're going to spend a few more moments, a few more breaths here, just getting really comfortable with that breath moving in and out. Allowing it to fill up those areas that might feel a little stuck or cramped. And just taking some time, some moments here to set an intention or a focus for your practice. So maybe it makes sense to just settle in on that ease, taking things back to 80%. That makes sense to you. Maybe you're needing something else this morning, just allowing that to settle in the mind and the heart. With our next inhale, we're going to start to reach those arms way back behind us. Just getting really long through the body here. Maybe rolling the wrists and the ankles. Maybe you reach a little longer through the left side of the body, a little longer through the right. Finding that length, that extra space. And then just getting long through both sides. We're going to start to take the feet over to the right edge of the mat. Maybe you cross that left ankle over the right, and then bringing the upper body towards that right corner as well. So the key here is keeping both the hips and the shoulders pressing down into the floor, just finding that banana-like stretch through the side body. We're going to revisit this kind of side stretch space a few times in this practice, as well as some heart opening moments, which I thought was just kind of fitting for the sun coming back, a little extra space in the body and the mind, those clouds lifting. And then we'll start to bring the upper body back to center and then moving those legs over to the left edge. Maybe again, you cross that right ankle over the left and then bringing the upper body over towards that left corner. Same thing here, breathing space where it's needed. And we'll start to bring the upper body back to center, bringing those legs back to center. Hugging the knees in towards the chest here. We're going to find a little movement side to side, rolling out the back, waking up the spine. And then we're just going to bring those feet down on the mat. So knees are bent, feet are planted. Arms are going to come out into that cactus arm shape, that kind of heart opening space. And then we're just going to find a little gentle sway of the knees side to side. Nice, easy twist here. You choose how deep you want those knees to drop over to the sides. And then we'll start to bring the knees back to center. We're going to bring the knees so that they stack directly over the hips, and then feet are flexed, so almost like you're just trying to give really good foot vibes to a friend. So really active feet here. Arms are going to stay in that cactus arm shape. So this is where there might be just a tiny bit of core happening. So if you're like, no thanks, Jamie, I do not do core on Saturdays, then you can stay here and just keep that activation through the feet, and that little hug in of belly button to spine. If you want a little bit more, we're going to start to just drop the knees over towards the right. Inhale brings them back to center. Exhale towards the left. Inhale back to center. We're going to move this a couple times. So you choose how far you want to take those knees over, knowing that you have to bring them right back up. Keeping the feet active, keeping the shoulders pressing down into the mat. One more time each side here. This is the only specific core work that we're doing. And then we'll hug those knees in one more time. And then start to find a little forward and back rocking. We're going to come up into a nice comfy seat. So just settling in on your mat. Hips are firmly planted. Nice big reach of the arms out to the sides, all the way up to the sky. Maybe you look up, hands pressed down into the heart. We'll move through that 2 more times. Inhale, nice big reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. Nice big reach. Hands to heart. We're going to bring hands just right down on the knees. We're going to find our cat-cow shape in this seated position. So inhale, heart presses forward. Maybe the head lifts. Exhale, rounding into the back. Chin will tuck down towards the chest. Just moving through these shapes a few times with your breath. Maybe you add a little side to side movement or motion. Maybe you keep it nice and easy, front to back. One more time into that cow shape. Rounding into cat. Coming right back up to neutral. We're going to take those arms out and up. We're going to bring the right hand down to the mat, reaching up and over. Keeping that hip firmly planted as you find length and stretch through that side. Both hands to the sky. Same thing other side. Left hand comes down, right arm reaches up and over. Both hands to the sky. We're going to twist towards that right knee, hands drop down. Keeping that length through the crown of the head. Settling into this twist as deeply as makes sense in your body. And then we'll reach those arms right back up, coming back to center. Same thing other side, twisting towards the left, settling into this twist. Nice big reach, hands to the sky, hands to heart center. We're just going to make our way over into our table shape. So getting set up, I'm going to shimmy. For some reason on carpet, I tend to just move all over the place. So excuse my shimmy of my mat. We're going to move through our cat-cow for a few breaths here. So inhale, drops the belly, lifts the heart. Exhale, rounding the back, pressing away. Just a couple times. One more time through that cow shape. Into that cat shape. Settling into table. So crown of the head's reaching forward, little engagement of the core here, belly button's hugging up towards the spine. We're going to send those right toes back behind us, keeping the toes on the mat to start. Maybe just gently pressing through that heel, stretching out the calf. And then we're going to start to find a little bit of flight in that foot. So really pressing actively through that foot, lengthening through the whole leg here. We're going to come into our crunches. If you are wanting that extra little bit of reaching left arm forward, that's an option. But this morning, you can keep it nice and easy and just do this motion with the foot. So as we exhale, rounding the back, hugging that knee in towards the chest. Inhale, presses it right back out. Moving through this a couple times. Apparently I lied about on the back being the only core work. Sorry, everyone. One more time with a crunch. Nice long reach. And then we're going to bring that knee down to meet the other. Finding your strong table again. Crown of the head reaches forward, hugging in of belly button to spine. We'll send those left toes back. Again, just pressing through that heel, finding that stretch through the calf here. And then maybe you start to float that back foot. Pausing here for a moment, feeling that length and that lift. Same option if you want to send that right arm forward, it's there for you. We'll start to move into those crunches. Knee to chest as you round the back, kicking that foot right back out. One more crunch here. Nice long reach, bringing that knee down to meet the other. Inhale, drops the belly, lifts the heart. Exhale, rounding the back, pressing away. Coming forward. We're going to start to tuck those toes, lifting the hips up and back, settling into our down dog. We're just going to spend a couple breaths here, bending into the knees, walking it out. This might be your first down dog of the day, so just kind of feeling it out, seeing how things are moving, connecting, if they're feeling stuck or bound up a bit. Then putting a bend into the knees, looking forward between the hands, just taking a little stroll, nice and slow, feet to hands to feet, coming into our forward fold. Keeping a little bend into the knees, really rounding the upper body. We're going to slowly roll all the way up. Head is the last thing to stack. Nice big reach, hands to the sky. Exhale, hands, heart center. We're going to take a nice big reach, arms up towards the sky. I'm going to turn to face you. So we're going to start to take the right arm down towards the side of the body as you start to reach that left arm up and over. So feet are still firmly planted. Same kind of stretch we were in while we were laying flat. Finding that space through the side body. And then we'll bring both hands right back up. Left hand starts to come down to the side, reaching up and over. Planting firmly through that foot, feeling that space. Both hands to the sky. Exhale, hands, heart center. Inhale, nice big reach. Folding forward. Hands come to shins, tops of thighs, nice flat back. Folding forward. Inhale, reaches all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to move through that one more time here with your breath. Inhale to reach. Folding forward. Halfway lift. Folding forward. Inhale, reaches all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll start to add on a little bit here. Inhale to find that lift. Folding forward. Halfway lift. Folding forward. Left foot's going to stay, right foot steps back. Staying up on those back toes. Coming all the way up. High lunge. Just taking a pause here, settling into the feet. Actively pressing through that back heel. We're going to start to pull those elbows apart, finding that heart opener, maybe throwing out some of those virtual high fives. Feeling that lift of the heart, that openness to the chest. Reaching those hands right back up. Hands are going to come down around the foot. Any way you want to get there, stepping it back. Down dog. We're going to roll forward into our plank. This first round, we'll drop the knees. Heart presses forward, elbows bend straight back as you lower. Untucking those toes, big shrug of the shoulders, baby cobra. Rolling right back down. Pressing it back to table, tucking toes, lifting hips, down dog. If it makes sense, right foot reaches up and back, stepping it forward. Staying up on that back heel, coming on up, hands to the sky. Again, taking a moment to settle in here, feeling the power through the legs, pressing actively through that back heel. We'll start to pull those elbows apart, finding that heart opener. Maybe bending a little more into that front knee. Inhale, reaches right back up. Hands come down around the foot. We're just stepping that back foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Folding forward. Inhale, reaches up. Exhale, hands to heart. And just bringing hands down at our sides, settling into this nice, strong Tadasana shape. Maybe allowing the eyes to close, gaze to drift to the floor. Feeling that length through the whole body here. So from the feet all the way up through the crown of the head. The power in the legs. That little openness to the shoulders. Head is nice and tall. We'll start to blink the eyes open. Inhale, reaches all the way up. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift. Folding forward. Right foot will stay, left foot steps back, staying up on those back toes, coming on up, hands to the sky. So we're going to bring right hand to the right hip, and then we're just going to set that left hand on the right thigh. So really gentle twist. I will be transparent and say that this type of twist is my absolutely least favorite twist. So this is kind of a nice, easy way to find the same kind of shape, but with a little more gentleness to it. We're going to breathe here. If you prefer more, you can take those arms out as an option. But if you're like, nope, this is good, you can stay right here. So keeping that power through the back heel, keeping that bend into the front knee. If you have your arms nice and long, maybe bring them to heart center. Wherever you're at, we're going to start to find just a little lean or tilt forward. So maybe that hand slides down towards the knee, still powering through that back leg, still opening the heart towards that right thigh. And then we'll just gently bring it back up, gently untwist, nice big reach. Hands are going to come down around the foot, stepping it back, down dog. Inhaling forward to your plank. Knees can stay lifted or you can drop them. Heart presses forward as you lower. You can keep your back bend nice and easy, or you can press up any amount more. And then we're sending it back, down dog. If it makes sense, left foot reaches up and back, stepping it forward. Staying up on those back toes, coming on up, high lunge. And then left hand will come to that left hip. Right hand is just going to rest on the left thigh. So same option here. You know we're going to be here for a little bit. If you want more, those arms can reach out. If arms are reaching out, bringing them to heart center, and then just gently finding that little lean or tilt forward. So heart is still spinning towards that left thigh. If you have hand on the thigh, try to make it so that you're not relying on that hand to stay up. So a little engagement of the core here. We'll gently bring it right back up. Hands to the sky. Hands come down around the foot, stepping it forward. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Folding forward. Inhale reaches all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, nice big reach. Hands are going to come to heart. Shifting weight into that left foot, right knee is going to come up. Pausing here for a moment, feeling that balance, finding that point of focus. And then we're going to start to send that foot all the way back, settling into that high lunge. Maybe you start to find a little tilt here, like you could launch into your warrior three, but everything's staying nice and grounded. We'll bring it right back up, reaching those hands up towards the sky, opening it up, warrior two. Settling into this shape, making sure those shoulders are pressing down away from the ears here. We're going to inhale and lift. Warrior two. One more time. Reaching up. Warrior two. Hands are going to come down around the foot, popping up onto those back toes. We're just stepping that back foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. folding forward. Inhale, reaches all the way up. Exhale, hands, heart center. Inhale, nice big reach. Hands are going to come to heart. We'll start to shift weight into that right foot, left knee's coming up. And again, just settling into this balance here. Feeling that length through the whole body. That power of that leg pressing into that imaginary box or barrel or whatever's under your foot. Then we'll start to send that foot all the way back. Stepping into that lunge. Starting to find a little lean or tilt forward. Coming back up. Hands to the sky. And then we're opening it up, warrior two. Again, checking in with those shoulders. We're going to inhale and straighten, warrior two. One more time, reaching up, warrior two. Hands come down around the foot, popping up onto those back toes. We're going to step that back foot forward, forward fold. Taking it really deep into the knees. Maybe you grab opposite elbows, let everything hang out here. Maybe you find a pause to find your coffee or your tea or mimosa, whatever's in your cup today. Just letting everything hang out, finding a little bit of stillness. We'll release those elbows. With our inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, nice big reach. We're going to pull those elbows apart, finding that heart opener. Feeling that openness through the collarbones. Maybe imagining some air high fives happening. One more breath here. And we'll bring those hands right back up. Hands to heart center. Shifting weight to that left foot, right knee comes up. Settling in for a moment for a breath. Feeling that balance. We'll start to send that foot back behind us. Stepping into our lunge. We're going to start to transition into that gentle twist again. So left hand comes to the hip, right hand comes to the thigh. Since we've been here before, if you're wanting to take it a little deeper, maybe you reach those arms nice and long. But if you get there, things are just feeling kind of stuck or bound up, bring it in. And then we'll just gently untwist, hands to the sky. We're going to plant that back heel, opening it up, warrior two. Inhale to lift, warrior two. Reaching up, we're going to keep that front knee straight. Arms are going to come back down into your warrior two arms. Starting to tilt and reach forward with that left hand, dropping down into our triangle. Feeling the heart opening up towards the right edge of your mat. That top hand can always come down to the waist. Try to put as little weight as possible in this bottom hand. We'll start to bend into that front knee, warrior two, finding our reverse. Coming forward, forearm to thigh. Top arm can reach straight up, or you can start to reach it forward. Extended side angle. Bringing it back, warrior two. Hands are going to come to the heart. We're going to start to turn towards the front of the mat, popping up onto those back toes. Shifting that weight forward, that right knee's coming all the way back up to the heart. Both feet on the ground. Inhale, nice big reach. Folding forward. Halfway lift. Folding forward. Inhale, reaches all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Keeping hands at heart, we're going to start to shift weight into that right foot. Left knee is coming up. Pausing for your balance. I want everyone to know that I moved this plant because I tend to run into it during class. But we are touching again. I feel like there's a little separation anxiety going on with my monstera. It's cool. It's fine. We're good. Finding your balance here. We're going to send that foot back behind, stepping into our lunge. Settling into the feet here. And then we're coming into that gentle twist. So right hand on the hip, left hand on that thigh, opening up the chest towards that right thigh. We're breathing here, so you can stay. If you want that full twist, that's an option. You can play with doing a half version if that feels better, or bringing it all in. And then we'll just gently untwist. Nice big reach. And then opening it up, warrior two. I'm gonna flip it around. Inhale to lift, warrior two. Inhale to lift. Keeping that front knee straight, arms will come back down. Reaching those right fingertips forward, hand drops down as you settle into your triangle. So same options on this side. Maybe you bring that top hand to the hip for a little less shoulder action here. Trying to keep a little less weight in that bottom hand. One more breath here. Bending into that front knee, coming up, warrior two. Taking it back, reverse warrior. Coming forward, forearm to thigh, extended side angle. Top arm can stay straight up, or you can start to press it forward. Bringing it back, warrior two. Hands are going to come to heart, turning the hips to face the front of the mat, popping up onto those back toes. Shifting that weight forward, left knee comes all the way up. Both feet on the ground. Just letting those hands come down at your sides. Eyes closed, gaze drifts to the floor, settling back into that Tadasana shape. Start to blink the eyes open. Reaching those hands up towards the sky. Folding forward. Halfway lift. Folding forward. Left foot stays, right foot steps back. We're going to plant that back heel, coming on up. Warrior one. Start to straighten that front knee. And then as you start to bend that knee, we're tilting and leaning forward. Arms fly back. And then bringing those hands back up. As you reach up, straightening that front leg. We're going to move this a couple times. So that bend finds that fold. Arms fly back. Bringing the arms forward, straightening that front knee. Twice more, just like that. Reaching up, bending into that knee, hands come down around the foot, stepping it back, down dog. 5 breaths your choice. If you want to move through that vinyasa, it's there for you. You can always drop to table or child's pose, coffee drinking pose, any and all apply. We'll all come to meet in our down dog. If it makes sense, right foot reaches up and back, stepping it forward, planting that back heel, coming on up, warrior one. Find that same little bit of movement on this other side. Inhale finds that straighten of the front knee, bending that knee as you fold and reach back. Coming on up, straightening that front knee, bending and fold. Moving through this 3 more times with the pace of your breath. Bending into that front knee, hands come down, stepping it back, down dog. Last vinyasa if you want it. We'll come to meet in our down dog. Putting a bend into the knees, looking forward between the hands, walking or hopping forward, forward fold. Keeping a nice bend in the knees, rolling all the way up. Nice big reach, hands to the sky. Exhale, hands, heart center. So we have one last little round of balance before we settle in here. So starting with just finding that nice sturdy foundation in the feet. Take a nice big reach, hands to the sky. Hands come down, heart center. Starting to shift weight into that left foot, bringing that right knee up. Pausing here, finding that balance we found before. We're going to start to twist the torso towards that right thigh, coming into that gentle version of that twist. So that left hand can come outside the knee, hand will come to the hip. You have the option to stay here, or you can start to reach that right arm back behind you. I have added help because I have a mantle back here I'm going to use. So maybe you use something in your space. Maybe you just find that balance. Maybe you keep that hand on the hip. Just keep it nice and easy. One more big breath wherever you're at. We're going to gently untwist, hands come back to heart center, taking that knee out to the side, and then we're settling into our tree pose. So if you need to touch down to kind of a reset before you transition, that's an option. Bringing that foot to kickstand, calf, or thigh. Finding that point of focus. Hands can stay at heart. Maybe you bring hands down at your sides this morning to find that kind of strong Tadasana shape. Or you can always grow some branches. Any and all options apply. One more big breath here wherever you're at. We'll start to bring that knee back forward, both feet on the ground. Hands will make their way back to heart center. Just taking a moment of pause here. Maybe you let the eyes close, reconnecting with the feet down into the mat. Starting to shift weight into that right foot. Left knee comes up. Finding that balance. If you still had your eyes closed, you might want to open them. Sorry, everyone. It was not a very good cue. And then we're coming into that gentle twist. So finding that hand on the hip, hand right outside the knee, opening up the chest towards that thigh. Again, if you want to send that left hand back behind you, that's an option. Maybe you just keep it on the hip. Keeping that bent knee, that foot is super active, like it's pressing down into something. One more breath here. Gently coming back to center, taking that knee out to the side, settling into your tree pose. Again, stepping that foot down if you need to kind of reset. And as you settle into your tree, same option. So hands can stay at heart. You can bring hands down at your sides. You can reach your branches up towards the sky. Feeling that length, that sense of height in the body, crown of the head's reaching up towards the sky. And then we'll just gently bring that knee back to center, both feet on the ground. We're going to take the feet to the wide edges of your mat. We'll take a nice big reach of the hands up towards the sky. And then we're just going to fold forward. So it's a wide leg version of this forward fold here. Putting as much bend into your knees as you need for this to be comfy. Maybe you grab opposite elbows. Just really letting the upper body hang. Making sure that you're bending the knees enough so that the low back still is feeling happy. We'll release those elbows. If you want to move through a squat, it's there for you, but we're just going to bring the bum all the way down. And then bring feet straight out in front. Sitting up nice and tall here. I think you can only see my toes, maybe. My feet are here, I promise. So hands are just going to come out to the sides. You can pop up on fingertips, finding that length through the spine, length through the back of the legs. Our yoga box, as I like to call it. So if this is enough, this feels happy, feeling enough stretch through the back of the legs, spine and low back is content, you can stay. If you want to find that kind of fold forward, hands will just start to crawl forward. Key is keeping the spine nice and long, so you're finding this fold deep in the hip crease. If you are a tight hamstring human like myself, you can put just a tiny bend into the knees to kind of release that sensation just a little bit. We're going to breathe here for a couple breaths. If you're folded, just gently coming right back up, finding that length again, that yoga box. We'll just put a little bend into the knees, planting the feet. We're going to roll all the way down to our mat. I'm going to have to readjust my mat here. But coming down to your back and just planting the feet, knees bent once you get there. Hands can be on the belly. You can bring them into that cactus arm shape if that is comfortable to you. We're going to just bring that left ankle to cross over the right knee. So finding this kind of figure 4 shape in the legs. You have the option to stay here if this is enough and you don't want to kind of get too deep into the hips. You can just hang out in this shape and space. If you want a little bit more, we're going to do this morning without using our hands. So typically we reach for the back of that thigh and we hug it in towards the body. But I want you to just use the power of your leg to bring those legs in towards the body. So that right foot is super active, like it's pressing into something. And it's just gently hugging that left leg in towards the chest. Making sure the head and the neck are still nice and easy and neutral here. Just breathing here, couple breaths. And then we're going to bring that right foot down to the mat. We're going to start to hug this left knee in towards the chest. Using the left hand on the knee, and then that right hand is going to grab towards the shin or the ankle. So the knee will kind of angle out slightly. This was something that I think Mickey taught in class, but it just really felt lovely to me. So you can keep that right knee bent, or you can extend that foot all the way out. Again, neck and shoulders should stay nice and easy here. And if that right foot's extended, just bringing it back to plant. We'll bring that left foot down to meet it. We'll start to cross that right ankle over the left knee. Again, just taking a moment of pause, kind of checking in. Usually with this shape, each side of the body feels a little different. So sometimes the body is like, yes, this is awesome. And sometimes it's not. This is my not awesome side. So maybe you stay. If you're wanting more of that, using that power of the left leg to press those legs in towards the body here. And again, that left foot's super active, like it's pressing into something. Or maybe you're just like foot fiving someone hardcore and you're both helping each other stay up. Just recognizing all those sensations, those feelings in the hip and the shape, breathing extra space where it's needed. One more big breath here. We'll bring that left foot down. Hugging that right knee in towards the chest. And again, using that right hand on the knee, left hand's going to come to the shin or the ankle, letting that knee angle out a little bit. And then maybe you extend that left foot all the way out. Finding that sense of ease in the neck and the shoulders. If that left foot's nice and long, bringing that foot back to the mat, bringing that right foot down to meet it. We're going to take the feet to the wide edges of the mat. Arms can be in that cactus arm shape. And we're just going to find that sway of the knees side to side. We're going to keep this movement. If you prefer to kind of breathe in a twist for a little bit, then the next time that those legs come over towards the right, maybe you pause. Spend a few breaths here. If you've settled into that twist, gently coming back, maybe taking a couple rounds side to side. And then as you're ready, if you want to pause on that other side, that's an option. Or you just keep the sway happening. If you've settled on that other side, just gently bringing the knees back to center. We're going to hug the knees in one more time here. This time, just really settling into a little bit of stillness. So maybe you wrap the arms around the legs, just letting the full length of the back press down into your mat. And then as you're ready, slowly and gently settling into that shape that we started our practice with, letting the feet fall out and the arms come out to the sides. Coming back to that awareness that we started our practice with. Checking back in with the areas that needed that extra attention or love, seeing how they feel. Allowing that breath to start to settle into its own easy, natural rhythm in the body. Just taking some time here in the stillness and quiet to maybe reflect on that intention that you set for your practice, whether that was just finding and keeping that sense of ease, or if it was something else that you needed. And just taking a moment to see if you can carry that focus, that intention into the rest of your weekend, the rest of your Saturday. Just gently starting to deepen the breath and the body. Finding a little movement in fingers and toes, a little sway of the head side to side. And then as you're ready, making your way to a comfortable seat. Maybe you roll to a side and pause there. Just taking your time to come out of that stillness. If it is just serving everything you need right now, then stay. Just ignore everything else that I'm saying. Lay down and hang out for as long as you need. Once you've settled into a seat, bringing the palms together in front of the heart. I want to thank you all so much for rolling out your mat and sharing space and movement with me to start a very sunshiny weekend. The light within me honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Awesome. Cheers, everyone. Um, Yay. Oh, I love that. Sunshine is happening outside and inside the house. Same for me. Thank you both for being here. I appreciate it. So just a couple quick announcements before the sunshine pulls everyone outdoors, hopefully. As always, if you feel inclined to donate, we greatly appreciate it. So the info for donations for both Venmo and PayPal is in the description for class. So anything that you want to share, we are grateful to you. Nikki is hosting the Sunday retreat tomorrow. So if you're interested in doing a 90-minute kind of more focused yoga practice, that is there for you. I believe it starts at 9:30 and it's 90 minutes of yoga. And then she also sends some suggestions to create kind of like a longer retreat. So you can do some journaling or some other kind of meditation practices outside of the practice that she's teaching. So that is there for you tomorrow if you're needing a little bit more. Um, as always, we are so grateful that you're here to practice with us. So hopefully we will see you future. Yay! Wonderful, Karen. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Yay! Awesome, Jackie. I like that lunge twist worked for you. So again, thank you all so much. I don't know about the rest of you, but I am going to be partaking in the sunshine. So I hope that is in store for you all as well. Yay! Thanks, Danny. I'm glad you were here. Hopefully, I will see some of you maybe at some of our future in-person practices if you are wanting to explore those. I know that we're getting ready to post some more things about that. And I believe there's a few spaces left for the Monday night class at EOLA that I'm teaching. So if you're interested, that's there for you as well. Awesome. Thank you, Ayako. Yay, Pam. I'm glad that you were here. Have a lovely Saturday, everyone. Cheers.